quite the stupendous day for the NBA today. Much better than the previous day. So leave a like and subscribe because we're going to go over every game today. And we will start it off with the Knicks vs. Sixers. This game was... It would have been the best game of the day. But normally, like any other day of these playoffs, besides like the game 2 between Denver and Lakers and also Knicks and Sixers. But this game was insane. So to start, the Sixers were in control for a majority of this game until about the third or fourth quarter, I believe. Yeah, as you can see. And then the Knicks just took the lead in the fourth and they never looked back. Huge shout out to Jalen Brunson. I have been pretty critical of him these playoffs, but he hooped tonight. Oh my god, 47 points. Not too good from 3, but I don't care. He was hooping. 11 free throws. I think he probably should have got more. He was getting fouled. But just one of the best games from him. I do see people taking it a bit too far, although that's the minority. But he's here. He's not a playoff dropper. He's not on fraud watch anymore, unless he just sucks for the rest of the series. But he's good, obviously. Hooping like the regular season now. So, and in this game, Knicks would not have won this game without the contributions of Josh Hart. Now, I believe in like the first half, he had like 3 fouls or so. Yeah. And he got his 5th one pretty early. And then he started going absolutely nuts in the fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure he had all 3 of these blocks in the fourth, if I'm not mistaken. Well, he had 2 of them. And he was grabbing board after board after board. No one was getting a rebound for the Sixers if he was on the glass. 17 rebounds today. 5 of those are offensive rebounds. And they gave the Knicks life when it seemed like the Sixers might be able to come back. And then he would just grab their rebound and crush their dreams. He is like our modern day Dennis Rodman without all the extra shenanigans. So, also, he had huge defensive plays, like I mentioned, the 2 blocks, and he was just phenomenal. Most people would have backed off after they got their 5th foul, knowing how important he is to the team, but it didn't even seem like it fazed them. He was great. A lot of those fouls were shaky, too. Him and OG Anunoby, shout out those guys, and Jalen, of course. They played over 40 minutes. These guys only had a bit of break, but I think that's just because of they got into foul trouble, I believe. I guess OG didn't, but for Josh it was foul trouble. OG, he played probably his best game of the series, notching 16 points on 16 shots isn't that good, but whatever. He grabbed 14 rebounds between the 2. That's like 31, I think. Isaiah Hartenstein, not a great game from him. He kept falling for Embiid's foul baiting. I would have liked that if he learned how to counter it at some point, but he hasn't learned yet, so give him time. But yeah, also Dante had it going in the third quarter, I believe. He couldn't buy a shot in the first half. And then he hit 2 big threes, which were like a 6-point swing during the third quarter. And that really started this comeback. So, yes, shout out to Jalen Brunson again. Now, assuming they're able to finish the Sixers off, they have a pretty easy path to the conference finals. But we'll get into that a bit later. Sixers... Not a great game from anyone, really. Maxey had his worst performance, probably. Inefficient shooting, but he hit some big shots in, like, the third quarter or whatever. Fourth quarter came, nobody on this team could score. And a huge reason is the Knicks' defense just went Avatar state and just locked in. It was insane. The Tobias Harris, not a good game from him either. Joel Embiid. A lot of Knicks fans and people are saying Joel Embiid's dirty because he stepped on Josh Hart's leg. I watched it. I don't think it was intentional. They said, "Oh, he took another step while he was falling back." I'm like, have you never tripped before? Like, you're gonna try to feel your footing. I do think after that he wasn't really the same. Maybe it re-aggravated his injury. 14 free throws from him. He had a couple where I'm like, all right, dude, you're not even trying to make the basket. But, hey, whatever works. Whatever works for you, Embiid. It didn't work too well tonight. He passed up an open shot so he could try to get a foul, but whatever. Still 27 points on one leg. Not bad from him. I won't go too crazy on him because he is crazy injured. So, yeah. Batum, it really does seem like that one game he had against the Heat was a fluke because he was not good today. He actually got blocked by Josh Hart when the Sixers got a steal and it looked like he had a dunk and he just got sent back. Not good from him. And let's see. Yeah, that's just about. Oh yeah, they were up about like 12 in the second quarter. Then they took out Embiid and these guys forgot how to play basketball. So I don't know, they just need to figure that out. Shout out Nick Nurse for just not playing Buddy Hield. I don't know if I'd have the balls to do that, but shout out him. He has not been good at all this series, not on defense and especially not on offense, so shout out him. For the Sixers, it sucks because you really do feel like if Embiid was at full strength, he'd probably win this series. But, hey, don't discount the Knicks because they've been hooping, okay? So, that game was good, of course. Now, let's get into this one, which came right after it. Jesus Christ, this game was crack in the second half. I'll just show you. They were up 32 points at one point, and the Mavs slowly started coming back, even eventually taking the lead. And then James Harden showed up. James Harden finished the game with 33 points. And very good efficiency too. Paul George, a lot of his scoring in the first half, but he hit a shot that probably saved their season. It prevented them from going down 3-1. Kyrie just made like a crazy circus layup, which gave them like a 2-point lead. And Paul George responded with a step back three from behind the backboard as the shot clock was expiring. And yeah, that was. At that point, it just seemed like, yeah, Clippers got this. Shout out Tyronn Lue, too. Most coaches probably can't rile their team back up after giving up a 32-point lead, but he was able to get a lot out of them. Russ having a rough series overall. That's about all I'll go into. Shout out Mason Plumlee. Good production from him off the bench. He was able to stop Luka a couple of possessions, too. I know Luka looks injured, like on one ankle, but whatever, man. It's still impressive. And, like, just James Harden. It was vintage Harden in the fourth quarter especially. 6 for 8. I believe he made 4 of these with, like, 3 minutes left. He just kept spamming the floater inside. That's all he could. That's all. And, you know, Mavericks just couldn't stop them. So, let's talk about the Mavericks. Kyrie Irving, phenomenal game. 40 points from him. Usually you would win this game. Luka, if you just don't look at efficiency, his game looks fine. But he played, don't look at the box score because he played worse than what this shows. Cannot buy a 3-pointer. He can't really attack the paint right now for some reason. I don't know what his injury people are claiming he has. I've heard it's an ankle, but whatever. Also, 5 fouls, almost fouled out. They kept putting him on Harden to close the game. I'm like, bro, he can't play the defense he wants to play because he has 5 fouls. So he just let Harden buy him and hope the paint could come cover him. And this game was lost on about 3 things. Luka playing bad. I think he's gonna find his shot next game. He should be fine. If he's not, that injury must be really bad. But Jason Kidd's lack of adjustments in the fourth quarter. That's probably one of the biggest reasons they lost. So he didn't have a paint protector in the after Kyrie hit that shot. He didn't have anyone protecting the paint. I believe Kleba was the only one there that could. But you should have just... He didn't have... He didn't have Gafford or Lively in, I believe. Or at least it just didn't feel like it. At that point, why don't you just... You don't have to go small and go only 3-pointers. Your goal... You have the lead. Your goal is to stop them from scoring. If you had, like, Derek Lively in, I feel like Harden would have had a harder time getting those floaters in. But that's a failed Kidd adjustment. He's probably the part of this team I'm least confident about. Like, if they were to go all the way, it would be Jason Kidd as their coach. He's probably fired if they don't win this series. So that might be a positive, Mavs fans. But Luka needs to be better, and Kidd has to have his guys ready so they don't have these giant pits they gotta dig out of. The 2 games the Clippers have won is because the Clippers won them in the second quarter or so. But it was good. Probably one of the best things tonight was the Harden and Kyrie duel. Yeah, that's about it for this game. We're trying to wrap this up. Bucks surprisingly put up more of a fight than I thought, but the Pacers obviously had more firepower, so they won. Chris Middleton, tour dates, not a great game from him. Brook Lopez played good. But again, if Brook Lopez is your best player, you're probably not going to win the game. Malik Beasley actually had a good game too. So they just needed Middleton to play better. They probably could have won, but whatever. Danilo Gallinari was on the court. He did fine offensively, but I don't know. Bobby Portis. Bobby. If you follow me on Instagram, link in the description. I posted on my story, which I said Bobby Portis legacy game, because both Giannis and Dame are going to be out. This man got ejected in like the first... Where is he? In the first 7 minutes of the game. What is wrong with you? Oh my god. Yeah, you can't be doing that, Bobby. He was supposed to go crazy today, because usually that's what happens when Giannis is out. So yeah, not a good showing for the Bucks, but hey, you're down 3-1. Dame might come back. Giannis probably isn't, unless you force a game 6. Then maybe he can. But yeah, it just sucks that you guys got injured near the end. Dame was starting to look good. I'd say just run it back again next year with better supporting pieces, and you're probably fine. Indiana Pacers, they won this game. I am a little disappointed in what I've seen from them, but I'll go on a bit later. Miles Turner playing great basketball once again, 29 points. He's changed my opinion on him this series. He's actually way better than I thought he was. Nembhard, another great game from him. Shout out Andrew Nembhard, 15 points. Tyrese Halliburton, this was probably his best game of the series. Okay, maybe not. I just looked at his assists and rebounds, but scoring aggression-wise, yes. He needs to find that balance between being aggressive to score and also being the godly passer that he is. Not a great game from Siakam, but he did just enough. And I would say I'm disappointed in this team because they should have beat the brakes off this team. But this game was close until about like halfway through the fourth. Oh yeah, about here. They got it to within like 6 or so. And then about here, then they started to take command. So next game, I would like to see more aggression from them. And then maybe I'll believe in them a little bit more. But I don't know if they could beat the Knicks in the next round, which is presumably who they face, unless the Sixers come back. And I don't know if they could beat the Sixers either, because this is a Bucks team without their two best players. Lastly, we got this game. I talked about these guys already. It'll be the video at the end that you can click on. Please watch it. I lost my voice doing that, but this was a not great game for the Timberwolves, and they still found a way to win. Could not shoot for the first half entirely, pretty much the whole 3 quarters until the fourth. And this was a good game from the Suns. And by that I mean Devin Booker and Kevin Durant went crazy. So that's basically all that's their game plan. Those two go off, you should be able to win. Bradley Beal, stinker, horrendous. Why is he on this team? He fouled out of the game too. I go into more detail about him in the last video, but click that if you want to see Suns slander, but I'll talk about the actual game. I don't know how the Suns managed to lose this. Devin Booker was getting every foul call possible. Most of the fouls weren't even like fouls in a playoff setting. It was weird. I don't know why they went away from KD in the fourth. He was cooking like the whole game. Also Eric Gordon was bad. Bradley Beal terrible. And Frank Vogel, why would you put Bradley Beal on Anthony Edwards, bro? That was a terrible idea. Terrible. Anyone could have seen that coming. But if you're the Suns, like, I don't even know what you do at this point. Let me see if I wrote anything else down about this. But yeah, I said everything is a foul for the Timberwolves, but they're managing to keep it close. And yeah, just not a good. Pretty much what happened the whole series just happened again, except the Suns got a little more help. They had the extender, Scott Foster, on their side, and it still wasn't enough. Shout out Cat. Probably his best offensive game this series. He stayed out of foul trouble for a majority of it, I feel like. Well, it felt like it. Rudy Gobert got into foul trouble early, and I kind of knew the Timberwolves were probably going to win this game when in the third quarter he picked up his 4th foul, and they won the point differential for that quarter. The Suns could not take advantage. And Anthony Edwards, he has officially arrived. Oh my God. He took over this 4th quarter. Basically, you know, like those tacky words people use, like killer instinct, when trying to describe like Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, those guys. He had that tonight. He was out for blood. It seemed like he took out the broom from the closet that the Suns tried to hide away, and he just went to work. Great game from him. Conley hit big shots near the end. I'm pretty sure both of these came in the 4th quarter. Naz Reid, he's fine. Yeah, this was kind of an ant and cat carry job. Oh yeah, Jaden McDaniels played great too. It's hard for him to play defense when breathing on Booker's a foul, but you know. But yeah, I like to see how I'll probably go into depth on how they could potentially beat the Nuggets. That is assuming the Nuggets don't find themselves on the wrong side of history. But here are the games tomorrow, so we do this every day. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out the video here where I talk about the Suns. And yeah, I'll see you all next time.